Hi everyone, good morning. So welcome to the today's class. This is Devi ma'am, your EVS teacher, and today we will talk about the topic gases. Okay. So before entering into this topic, okay, yesterday we have started an important chapter. It is a basic for your 5th and 6th class. So let's listen the class carefully and listen the video carefully, students. So yesterday what we have discussed about what is the matter, right? Anything which occupies space and mass, it is called as a matter. Then what are the forms of matter? There are 3 states of matter are there: solid, liquid and gases. And then we discussed what are solids and liquid, its properties and example. And today we will discuss about that. Okay, so gases, talking about the gases, here compared to solid and liquids, the particle, they are very loosely packed with each other. The gap between the particles will be very larger, so they can easily move from one place to another. So talking about its properties, the gas, it has no fixed shape and fixed volume, right? So we are inhaling the oxygen, plants are taking out the carbon dioxide gas, right? So they can able to say the gas have the shape and volume? No. So the gas, they do not have the shape and the volume. The particles, they occupy all the shape in the container, all the space available in the container. So the gas thus fills its container completely, and then a gas can overflow very easily. So what are the examples? Steam, oxygen, carbon dioxide. And then we air. It is the mixture of all the gases. I am repeating again. Listen students. We are talking about the gases. So yesterday we taught about the solid and liquids. And today we are going to see about the gases. Here the particles are very loosely packed with each other. So due to the loosely packed, they can move from one place to another freely. So it has no fixed shape and fixed volume. So all the spaces in the container can be taken by the gases. So it can be able to flow very easily. An extra property, these gases can be compressed. So what are the examples? Steam, oxygen and carbon dioxide. And thus air is a mixture of gases. Okay, so now we have discussed about what are the properties of solid, liquids and gases. And then now we are going to see about how the states, this solid, liquid and gases can be changed from one form to another. Okay, have you seen the ice? Okay, so ice, it is a solid, right or not? Now go to the freezer, take the ice and keep it outside. After some time what will happen? The ice will be melted into the water, right? And again keep it in the sunlight. What will happen? The water can be converted into the gas. So for changing this process, what are the things they needed? What are the process they needed? So in your book, they are explaining about the 3 process. First one is called as a solidification. Second one is called as a vaporization. Then third one evaporation. And then condensation. Okay, I'm repeating again. See, change of the state. Matter can change from one state to another. That is, solid can be converted into liquid. Liquid can be converted into the gases, right? So matter can change from one state to another. For example, water exists in 3 forms. First one, solid, it is in ice form. Then liquid, it is in water. And then gases, water vapor or steam. Now let us look at how the change of state occurs in the water. How the ice is converted into water and how the water is converted into the gases. So first one, we are going to see about what we mean by the solidification process. Okay, solidification means what? That is converting the liquid into solid. So the process by which the liquid changes into solid on cooling process, it is called as a solidification. Now simple example. Now take a water. Water is in a liquid form, right? And keep it in the freezer. After some time, several hours, what will happen? The water is converted into ice, right? Water is a liquid form and ice is a solid form. So what is taken inside? What is the process taking inside? We are applying the temperature, that is a cooling, giving the temperature as cooled state. So the process by which the liquid changes into solid on cooling is called as a solidification. When water is liquid form, is cooled, it freezes and then changed into the solid, that is a solid. In very cold places, have you seen the water in the lakes? What will happen during the winter season? All the water can be converted into the ice. How the water is converted into the ice? Because during the winter season the temperature will be very less. So due to the temperature cooling process taking place, the water are converted into the ice. Sometimes water dripping from buildings or from the leaves and branches of the trees, they also freeze to form the icicles. Okay. Can you able to understand what is the process? That is change of the state. The one state can be changes into another state by using some process. So here we are first discussing about the solidification. Solidification means converting the liquid into solid. So the process by which the liquid converts into solid by the cooling process, it is called as a solidification. When water is in a liquid form, is cooled, it freezes and changes to ice. So in very cold places like in water in lakes also, they freeze during the winter to form the ice. So how the solid is converted into the liquid? So here which process we are using? We are using about the melting process. For converting liquid to solid, we are using the solidification process. That is by applying the cooling. Here solid to liquid, the same only by applying the heat. So the process by which the solid changes into the liquid, it is by heating process. It is called as a melting. So what they are telling? Example is said to be the melting of butter. Now take the butter. Butter in the solid form, right? Put it in the pan and heat. Then what I mean, heating, you are going to give the temperature heating process. After heating, what will happen? Slowly the butter is melting into the liquid form. Okay. When ice is kept in the open or warmed over the stove in the pan, what will happen? It will melt into the water. But the butter kept in the refrigerator, it remains a solid. But left outside or heated, what will happen? It is converted into the liquid. Another example, it is called as a candle. Now take the candle. Candle is in solid form, right? Now apply the heat. Light up the candle. What will happen? The wax will started melting. After some time, what happens? The wax fully it will be converted into the liquid. So the process name here, it is called as a melting process. Solid can be converted into liquid on heating process. It is called as a melting. Example, ice and melting of your butter. When butter kept in the freezer, it will be in the solid state. Now take the butter and heat in the pan. When the heating, what will happen? Slowly, the particles in the solid that is tightly packed, they will lose them and they are converted into the liquid. So next process, how the liquid is converted into the gases. Okay. So the process by which the liquid changes into the gas, it is called as a vaporization. For example, if you take the water, okay, now boil the water. What will happen? The water slowly you can able to see the water started evaporating. The evaporation, it is called evaporating the water vapor. It is called as a vaporization. It can be done by two processes. Okay, the liquid can be changes into the gases by the two method. One is called as an evaporation method and second one is called as a boiling method. So during evaporation, what will happen? The liquid changes into gas from the surface of liquid at a particular temperature. Now take 2 spoons of water. and put it in a steel bowl and kept in the bright sunlight. After few hours, what will happen? There will be no water left in the boil. How is that happen? Because the water has evaporated into the air in the form of the water vapor. So what happened during the sunlight? The temperature is very more. When the temperature strike the water will started evaporating. So this process, it is called as an evaporation process. And then boiling process. Here also the liquid changes into gas when it is heated up to the certain temperature. It is called as a boiling point. When the liquid completely converted into gas up to a certain temperature, it is called as a boiling point. Gas bubbles begin to form inside the liquid and rise to the top. It is an example. When you heat the water in the pan, what will happen? You can see that after some time the water begins to churn. Churn means what? Mix with each other and they will form the bubbles, right? So this is because the water has begun to boil. The bubbles that are formed contain the water vapor. Okay. So what they are telling, liquid to gases, the process of converting the liquid into gas when it is heated up to the certain temperature, it is called as a boiling point. For example, take a water in a pan and heat it there. After some time, what will happen? The water will started boiling and the bubbles will be formed. So the bubble, it is called as a water vapor. Slowly by boiling process, the liquid is converting into the gases. So today what we have learned? First we have learnt about what are the properties of gases, right? Gases, they are loosely packed with each other. They can freely move from one place to another. Then what are the changes of states of matter? That is, the matter can change its shape by applying some process name. First we have seen about the melting. Second we have seen about the solidification. Third we have seen about the boiling. And last we have seen about the evaporation, right? So once again go through in your book. I have written line by line in this book there. If you are having any doubt at any time, you can able to call me. Okay. See you tomorrow. Bye bye students.